You got a real pretty mouth. Welcome to Lockdown Quarantine Munchies Part 2, Ground Beef. Everything we make has ground beef and a bunch of easy ways to use it. When we last met, our protein of choice for the first Lockdown Munchies episode was chicken. Cooked it, it was delicious, it went in 5 different things. Today, it's ground beef. We season, we cook, we make it amazing, and then it becomes, I think, 7 or 8 things, depending on how much time Max is prepared to put up with me. We actually had a chicken Lockdown Munchies Part 2 on the schedule, or as they say, schedule. But we heard from a lot of you that are on the East Coast of the United States saying, you know, we're having a hard time finding chicken. So ground beef, easy to keep in your freezer, and right now still relatively easy to get. So look, who knows how this whole thing's gonna shake out. But for now, we're trying to put ideas in your head that you can pull off at home rather easily. Because a big ass piece of ground beef in your freezer is easily defrosted and can become a ton of things, including all of these. We start by making this into something that you can do something with. Into our heated pan, some avocado oil, and then our ground beef. And I'm using 2 pounds because I'm gonna make a bunch of stuff. And I'm telling you, having this in your fridge, extra to do things with, is a great idea. So let's break it up a little bit, just into smaller pieces. And as it starts to brown, just a little bit, like that, we have the following. And the following includes medium diced white, yellow, or red onion. Who cares what color it is? I certainly don't. We mix it. Just let it start to do its thing a little bit. And when the beef has most of its color and the onion has begun to soften, we make a little hole in the middle. We add a splash of avocado oil, a couple cloves of garlic. We let it start to get fragrant, like it is now. We'll mix it in. Just a bit. We're coming back. And we season. We begin with some oregano. Lovely. Garlic powder. Lovely. Cumin. Hello, my friend. And a big pinch of kosher salt and fresh ground pepper, because ground beef, without it, is tasteless. And we mix. At this point, we just want to, oh, the smell. Yum, right here is amazing. At this point, we're just going to turn it down a bit. Let it just continue a little. And now we start to make some things, some very delicious things. And we're going to start with a little appetizer. So that's ingredient number 1. Here's 2, 3, and 4. Hey, they all came out of my pantry. Cheese Whiz, black beans, frijoles negro, and diced tomatoes. Watch how this goes down. We start with our Cheese Whiz in our little pot. Oh, listen, it's sizzling. Lovely. Now the rest is really up to you. We do want some diced tomatoes. So let's put a bunch of those in. We do want some of these black beans, unless you hate them, and I don't know why you would, because they're absolutely fantastic. A little stir. Already starting to melt. Fantastic. And what's the star of our show today, Maxie?
Beef.
Here we go. Let's put a little bit of that in. And we mix.
Oh my God.
And in a very short period of time, look what you've got. Oh boy. So, let it get warm. Next, a little chili powder. Because we can and we should. And when you know it's hot, and look at the steam coming out. Should we make it beautiful?
Should we make
Okay,
it all?
I'll do that again. Should we make it beautiful?
Yes.
I'm just looking for a little feedback here. Should we make it beautiful?
Yeah!
Thank you. And beautiful to me looks like this. Oh gosh. That amazing, cheesy, gooey, beefy deliciousness with a bunch of chips on that side. Sorry, I made a mess. And you know what's coming. Ready? Green onions. Lovely. And now it's simple. Now we just take a chip and we go like this. And we hold that up to the camera, not swearing. And we say, this is gonna be amazing. We have a bite. Beefy. Mmm. Cheesy. All from the pantry. By the way, Kelly, my wife, Mrs. Cooking Guy, was reading comments the other day. And she called me today. She goes, can I ask you something? I go, yeah, what? She goes, a lot of people think that you're high when you shoot. Are you? I go, am I high? She goes, yeah. Like, am I smoking a fat one before we shoot? She goes, yeah. I go, no, I'm not. She goes, well, why does everybody say that? I go, have you seen the food that I make? And maybe my style a little bit, but. By the way, if I was, I'd be all over this like a fat kid in a candy store. Next up on Lockdown Quarantine Munchies Day is 5-ingredient enchiladas. And because we've already made one, the beef thing, literally 5 minutes from now to when they go in the oven. First up, our pan. I'm using a cast iron pan. In the bottom will go enchilada sauce, red. Yes, of course, you could use green. Roll it around. Next up, our tortillas. We take a regular flour tortilla like this. I drop it in. I flip it. I bring it back. And in the middle of this, I will put the following. A little bit of our ground beef mixture. A little pepper jack shredded cheese. Max, and?
We roll.
And we roll, exactly. Gorgeous. Just over, over, over. Set the kid there. Rinse and repeat. The tortilla, the beef, cheese. We roll. Just continue till you're done. We'll just do a few of them. Put a little more enchilada sauce over the top. Another handful or two of cheese. Tiny bit more. And off they go to the oven. 350 until they're gorgeous and bubbly. Probably 30 minutes. Refried beans. Literally one of the greatest pantry staples that you could keep on hand. Unless, of course, you're like my wife, Kelly, and you hate beans. At which point, they suck! I'm never eating them! Don't bring them around here again! Is that out loud? But we're making a beef, bean, and cheese burrito because why shouldn't we? Because they're when you first start eating any kind of Mexican food, a bean and cheese burrito is the thing. It's what you have. We're just adding our gloriously flavored ground beef. And one other thing. So here we go. Tortilla, big ass tortilla. If you can still find them now in the apocalypse, get one. If you can't, make a small one. Small, big, they're all delicious. Just started heating on the flat top. Cast iron, non-stick pan, open flame, microwave. Who gives a crap? Just get them warm. On they go. On it goes. And when it's warm, oh motherfucker, hold on. I got some sticking here. There we go. And when it's warm on both sides, let's build. We start, of course, with the refried beans because they work like glue. Nice little layer. Then a big handful of our cheese, any kind you like. This is pepper jack. We then follow up with our warmed seasoned beef. I like a little shot of Cholula. And then for a little texture, I'm going to follow up with some tortilla chips. Crush them. Put them on top and roll. We start with our sides. And then over the top and roll away from you like this. And then I like to take this gorgeous, beautiful little bundle and put it right on my flat top just to heat it up again. There you go, sweetheart. Little color on each side, around and around and around, and we bring it off. And look, little color. It's warm, and it's ready to be cut and eaten, Max. That's what I wanted. That is a bean, and cheese, and beef, and crispy tortilla burrito. Woo, woo! It's beautiful, it's warm, it's everything that you want. Well, maybe it's more than you want a bean and cheese burrito to be, because there's beef and there's the crispy. So let's just have a bite. It couldn't be better. I'm not kidding. If I went to a taco shop and they handed me this, then I walked out, I took a bite, I'd walk back in and I would hug them. If this was 2019, of course, I'm not hugging anybody now. You can't. But damn it. Damn it. But don't stop here. I don't have any towels. There's more. And we're back with the enchiladas. Look at crispy cheese. And for me, as gorgeous as they are, they need one thing. Or two things. Just a little sour cream right there. And you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say just a little green onion. That to me is a beautiful, few ingredient enchilada that I would want to eat almost any day of the week. Virus or no virus. And we can take a bite right here. Oh, God. Oh, that's hot. Just bust them open. Look inside. Beefy, cheesy. God, a little bit. So good. What was it, 5 ingredients that, gardeners, that taste like 55? Oh my gosh. This is insanely good. You're gonna be really happy you made that. But there's more. Oh yes, there's more. Okay, so technically this one is made with ground beef, but with an already made meatball. Look, you're gonna be glad that you know this if you don't already know it, because it's a super quick 3 ingredient, delicious hack. We call them motorhome meatballs. And everything goes like this. To a medium-sized pot, we add a pound of frozen, already cooked meatballs. Looks like that. We add 1 jar of chili sauce, the American kind, not the Asian kind. And an 18-ounce jar of grape jelly. If you've seen this, you know what's about to happen. If you haven't, I'm sure it looks pretty horrifying. You're about to be very pleasantly surprised. We give it a little mix. as best as you can. Grape jelly seems to work. Maybe boysenberry. I think strawberry would be odd, and that's a weird thing because it's a weird combination anyways. But look, play with it any way you want. I'm just telling you what I know to work. So we leave it like this. We let it come to a little simmer, and then we give it about 20 minutes. And the end result, well, and here they are. Wow. I know it's ridiculous. I know jam, chili sauce, frozen meatballs. Look, first thing I thought about when I thought about today's episode was these dumb things. And no, technically, they're not made with our own ground beef mixture, which we did. But they are ground beef at some point. And they are crazy delicious. And the flavor is wild. And the smell is outstanding. So we're just going to put them on here. Make them look real pretty. You got a pretty mouth. You know what that's from? You guys are too young.
I don't know, but it's gross. What is
You
it?
got a real pretty Deliverance.
Oh, okay.
So here's how I like to finish this. It's a couple things. One is some sesame seeds. Hello, fellas. Of course, there must be some green onion in here, because look at it. It requires it. It asks for it. It begs for it. It needs it. And of course, you could just pass those around to your guests like that. But I think it's more fun. Just throw a couple of these little sticks in here. Let them come by. Grab one. And have fun with them. And by have fun, I meant put them in their mouth and eat them. I was not implying anything else. Because you got a real pretty mouth. And when they're there and pretty, we take one. This one. This one little fellow. This one of 3 ingredients little fellow. Like a little sweet, you can smell. Almost a little sour from the chili sauce with one thread of green onion and some seeds. Oh boy. When you're in lockdown, that kid is going to make you very happy. Stand by. Chancey, have one.
Sir, A+.
He gave it an A+. Max, would you like to, Oh, he does. Hey, Maxie. So, boy, a few words. All right. One more, and then we're there. Last but not least is well, I suppose the hell is this? It's a beef breakfast bowl with some of the same things we've already used earlier today, and an egg, and the basis of it is rice. But remember, pantry stuff. So this kind of rice, this thing that comes out of, this pack, looks like this. This rice makes in 1 minute in the microwave. Some are 90 seconds. This one's 1 minute. So now that you've got your beef already done, you're seconds away from a really lovely rice bowl. You dig?
Dig.
I'm gonna go make this in the microwave. Warm it up, really, it's already made. Come back and we'll just assemble. It's that simple. And here's how this happens. Here's our rice pack. You pull off the paper, plastic. It's steamy. Ah, jeez. Shit. Why am I always surprised when things are hot? So get in your bowl. And, like I've said it before, use a decent bowl. None of that plastic Barney shit that your kids might have. Sorry, kids. I mean, none of that amazing Barney stuff your children might have. And then we're going to go like this. We're going to use these black beans. Frijoles negros. Right there.
It's like the one thing he can say in Spanish.
That's all I can say. We're going to use some of these diced tomatoes that we had earlier. I mean, look, reuse what you've got, right? I like the idea of some chilies. Diced chilies are always an easy thing to keep. What are we missing, Max? The star of our show. It's all beautiful and it's going to come right in here. Oh, look at this. Is the colors of the Transylvanian flag or something. I don't really know what.
Sorry to all of our friends from Transylvania.
Could be.
What? You're not making fun of that.
Nope. And then I like a little fried egg in the middle. What are we missing, Maxie? A little spot of green.
Spot of green.
A little parsley. Beautiful. A couple green onions. Just a few. Just a couple scattered around. Everybody's looking nice. Do you want hot sauce, Max? Just a little. Look at. Pantry, pantry, pantry. That we made. And that was in our fridge. Come on, you gotta have something that comes out of your fridge. Look, we're ending with breakfast, which maybe we should have started with, but this is a hell of a way to end Beef Pantry Day, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Hell of a way. It makes me very happy. It's warm on my hands. I love the colors. I love the way it looks. I love the idea that it almost all came out of the pantry, that I'm using stuff that's in there, stuff that I probably should have used up, that's going to go together and make an amazing bite. So try and get yourself here. You could come in here. You could go get, look, a little of the ground beef with some of the rice below. That's going to make a delicious bite. Just that by itself makes me super happy. It's very good. You could just make a bunch of this ground beef and put it in the fridge. Look, you're going to be good for a couple days. I'm not telling you to make all 5 of these things at once, but when you want it, it's there. It's your resource. So now get a bite with some of the egg. Wow, now here's where the magic happens. Because when this yolk runs down and mixes in with whatever else you've got in here, that's the great part. So you've got the egg. Let's get some of the black beans in here too. Little tomato, of course, some of the chilies. And now cultivate that little bite and have that. There is no breakfast about this. There is all day about this. Invention, what is that expression? Necessity, what is that? Invention is the necessity is the invention. No, that's not right.
Everybody's yelling at their computer screens.
What
right
is
now.
that? What is that? Invention is the necessity of man? No, that's not right. Wait, stand by. Invention is the necessity?
According to Wikipedia, necessity is the mother of invention is an English language proverb.
Necessity is the mother of invention. Dare I say that this predicament we have found ourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, is causing us to think on our feet, to use things that are close in our pantry, to feed ourselves, to make ourselves comfortable and happy. Because no matter what happens, and this thing will get better, you have to eat. So you might as well eat well. That's the point. Don't use this as an excuse to eat crap. No. Au contraire. Use this as an opportunity to eat better, to be more creative, to be inventive. Because you know what they say? Something is the mother of invention.
Necessity is the mother
Necessity
of invention.
is the mother of invention. Of course she is. Thanks for hanging out. Wash your hands. Stay 6 feet away from people. Chance, back up. There you go. We'll
Buy
be
our
back.
merch because every shirt you buy, 10% goes towards feeding America, which is super important right now.
10% of all our merchandise goes to feeding America. And that's one spot right now that is helping to really make a difference for people that are in a super tough time. We'll be here trying to figure out what makes sense to show you. If there's something you want to know, just let us.
Tell them about your idea.
What idea?
Remember?
No.
Pasta.
My idea what?
The pasta idea.
Oh, next time. When you see us next, the 5 top simple things that you can do with the pasta that you've all hoarded and is in your pantries. not a freaking box of anything left in the supermarket because you guys have got it. Well, that being the case, we're going to show you what to do with it. See ya.